Welcome to another Workshop Wednesday, everybody, on a Thursday. A little bit late on this one, but I'm balancing some things right now. I want to answer your questions about fuel economy and how much spare fuel I carry. Spoiler alert, I carry zero spare fuel. I have a 20-liter can of gas for the generator, 15 liters for the boat, and then 9-liter auxiliary diesel tank for the diesel air heater. The truck itself is just the factory fuel tank, and I never factored in auxiliary fuel for the truck throughout the build because it's just not something I've ever needed before. And I wasn't building this truck for your conventional overland trips where you're covering huge distances without any access to supplies. I wanted to be able to do weeks in remote locations, but still have access to at least limited supplies, and every town has fuel. These trips that I'm doing so far, they're not covering huge distances. Even though I'm out for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, I'll get fuel at the nearest station before leaving the highway. And then my whole trip out and back is probably going to be less than 500 kilometers. And that's no problem with this truck. The big reason I wanted this pickup truck for the build is because it has a 12-valve Cummins engine, one of the most desirable engines in a pickup truck, at least here in North America. Dodge had these in the second gen trucks from 94 to 98 before putting in the 24 valve. And people love these old engines because they are super fuel efficient. They're super reliable. With a regular pickup truck, I've heard stories of guys getting up to 30 miles to the gallon and more than 1,000,000 miles on the odometer before getting rid of the truck. This truck, I'm not getting quite that good of fuel economy because I have all this weight and it's like a traveling billboard on the front. But I'm still getting about 20 to 22 miles per gallon when I'm on the highway. Of course, I'm driving very accordingly. In these remote areas where there's no traffic, I'm probably doing 80 or 85. On the regular highway, I'm probably doing 90 or 95. The truck has 410 gears and stock size rubber. So eventually I'd like to bump up a rubber size instead of higher gears, and then I'll probably do some minor tweaks to the engine just for a bit more power. I find I'm screaming it a little bit in fourth gear on some of these larger hills because I just don't quite have the power in fifth. But the engine right now is bone stock. You've probably noticed I spend a lot of time in low range or first gear, which is terrible for fuel economy. But I found I'm still learning the rig and its limitations, how long I can go on all of my supplies. The living quarters, as far as food, which is meticulously packed before I go out, water, drinking water, propane, I'm good for about a month. Fuel, of course, comes down to distance, not time. But I found after a couple weeks, it's nice to get out, and even if it takes a whole day to go and get my supplies, just take the day off and go get fuel, resupply, and then head back out. But it's still so early in travels with this new truck to know how the future is going to look. I also had no idea I would be going as remote as some of these places that I've done so far, and these are the first trips with the new rig. So maybe spare fuel is something I'm going to have to account for in future adventures, but so far it's been working out great. If you have any questions or topics that you'd like covered in these Wednesday videos, drop me a comment down below and I'll do my best to cover that. Thanks for watching, everybody.